All right, welcome back to the channel. We're back here at Dspec. We're helping them out with the wiring on this 240. It was originally a single cam KA, which now has a SR in it, built by him. And he is busy doing some engine building. So we are going to be doing the wiring, which I'll show you here in a minute, for the battery. And we'll go through the parts that we'll be using. So we'll be going over this this build, kind of like where we're at in the process on it. We're doing some of the electrical stuff. So we got some cables here that some of them are correct. This one is correct. This one is going from the starter to the battery. This one's going from the alternator to the starter. And I think this one's the ground. So we got to change that out to a black heat shrink. And if that's not long enough, we got this. I think that's actually shorter, so I might have to go find another one. But here we got the crimps. We're gonna be doing the tie down, and there's our crimper and heat gun. So apologize for the mess. There's a lot of work going on here, so things are, moving around. We need to get all this set up because I'm gonna show you guys what we're doing here. It's not a sponsored video by any means, but I do recommend these products. We have here the DW fuel hanger, Dshworks or something like that. I just call it DW because I'm illiterate, so I can never pronounce it. But great product. I was actually going to get this for my my 240 because, as we all know, we all have issues with the OEM fuel hangers. Almost always are completely ran through, and if you need to get a new one, the OEM stuff is an arm and a leg. So we have here, we're doing the orientation of everything right now to get it set up properly to run the hoses, and it comes with these AN fittings and everything like that. So it's super easy to hook up. The DW fuel pump, I'm not entirely too sure the LPH on this one or anything that's going on with it. With the wiring up here, this is all the OEM wiring. This is also labeled, unlike the OEM, so we have it wired into the OEM connector, and then we got a power and ground for the 12-volt relay that will be installed into this unit. The top hat is the exact same as the OEM top hat, so it will bolt into the OEM setting just fine. And that's kind of like the major design of this, not just being beefier and better than the OEM, but it's a very simple setup. I mean, you can DIY the hell out of this. So moving on to the video here, we can see the customer wants the battery location to be semi OEM-ish, I guess. It's a street build, just a clean street build. So, nothing crazy, full drift car, race car type status or anything like that. So we're using this smaller battery, and we're going to be hooking up all the power to here, running it around through here. I'm going to try to run underneath. I don't know if all that wiring is long enough, but I will see how I want to route it. For the ground, we're just going to run the ground here, and we're actually going to run it underneath. And we're going to be going somewhere underneath the car here. That way it's out of the way. We don't want to have too much wiring in the engine bay that already is there. So we got to figure that out. Before we can wire up the fuel pump and everything like that, we want to make sure that we have power to the car and everything like that. So this 12 volt is for the ECU, and then this wire is a ground. So we need to get all this wired first, make sure the car can turn on, we have power, nothing explodes or catches on fire. Then we can move on to the back and do the fuel pump, which probably won't be in this video, but it'll be at a later date. All right, so the ground I mentioned earlier is going to be for that. And we have the wiring for the starter and the alternator right here. We're going to get that taken care of, and then we are going to, hit myself in the face. Then we'll run another wire from the starter to the battery. Let me turn the night vision on. So we got the two wires here. This wire goes over, connects to the alternator, which I still got to bolt up. And then it comes up here. And as you see, this actually doesn't reach, which is fine because we then remembered, oh yeah, circuit breaker. So circuit breaker goes in, so it comes here. This comes over here and then to the battery. Always a good idea to have a circuit breaker in anything that you build. You get the wiring here. I'm going to grab the hydraulic crimp. You don't need a hydraulic crimp to do this yourself if you're doing your own wiring. There's a tool If you just like look up on Amazon, you know, wire crimp manual or whatever, it's a little press and you need a hammer. All you do is just hammer it and then it'll crimp it. A hydraulic press is just if you know, have a lot of money. So I get this done and then I'll use that extra thick wiring that we had to make a full connection. Battery's out because we have the markings, little black dots. Not when I messed up because it's basing. Anyways, I kind of eyeballed it. I put the thing down straight and just kind of lifted up and put a marking right underneath and let it drop down straight again. Typically what I like to do with this is use like a little peanut butter or grease or something kind of like sticky, but then when you press down it pull up, it'll kind of give you a good idea of what you're doing. Now, I know a lot of people are like, just do it right and do the measurements. Well, this is faster and it works every time for me. So no, I ain't doing that. And then we flip the battery around. The positive's gonna be over there, negative's gonna be over here, just because it's gonna flow and fit easier. And the breaker is in now. So I'm gonna wrap all that up and yeah, it's gonna look good. This is one of these shitty old Gretty couplers. Dave just explained to me that they're so ass that the only thing they're good for is to put underneath the battery so it doesn't mess up the inside here, because we're gonna crimp it down. So here we go. Nice. That's perfect. That fits perfect. So real quick, we have everything set up. We're moving kind of quick because I'm running out of time. But here's this little tiny module for you, sir. What is this? The CAN communication module?
Yes, for the wideband.
Okay, and so he's got the data link cable and that one. Plug everything in because it's a Haltech ECU. We have all the wiring hooked up. This is all hooked up now. It's running down there. We got a little jumper in it for any testing later on if that's needed. So that's tucked underneath. Ran to the circuit breaker. This is what I mean by when I flip the battery around, because it flows better. We'll turn it on and we won't run, but we'll be able to see a lot of cool stuff. What is that?
This is a BTI gauge. Basically, it's like the Haltech CAN network display, but it's touchscreen and this is just a little bit bigger. I prefer using this. Also, this is a Texas-made product.
Oh, I like that.
So these BTI modules come pre-set for different ECU types. So when you place the order, it asks what ECU you're running. So this one's already configured to read the Haltech data.
All right, let's see if this blows up. Yeah, we have power.
No.
Okay, well that's not good. What are we reading?
12.6.
Huh. Okay, so we have voltage.
Do we have voltage here?
What happened?
I honestly don't know. It just all of a sudden powered on.
We have power now? Interesting.
Hit the button, the retract button. Other one.
What other one?
That is it? Oh, that is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's odd.
I think it has an alarm system.
Hmm.
Loading framework definition, so the ECU is correct. Reading all settings.
Oh, wow.
You hit the middle one, you go to the other one.
That's pretty cool. Oh, it tells you your fuel and everything, wheel speed. That's pretty sweet.
So it's very fast acting. It's not, there's barely any delay or anything.
Yeah, there's no lag on it, which is good.
Button right there.
That's quality.
You can do the units, KPA, lambda, because some tuners like to do lambda. You can have a shift light. You can actually like program what you want to shift at.
Cool. Oh yeah, I'd get your attention. Well, there you have it. That's gonna be a sweet setup. So, are you gonna be replacing that with the dash?
No, it's got a suction cup to the windshield. They have their own suction cup kit, and that's how it's gonna be mounted.
Interesting. Okay. Well, with that, I'm gonna get out of here. So I got a long drive. That's all I had time for today. There was it's gonna help with the Subaru. That's gonna have to wait. And then the rest of the fuel stuff on this will be at a later date. But as always, like, share, comment on this video, follow Dspec over on Instagram, and we'll be doing some stuff. And that's it that I can think of for this video anyways. Yeah, I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.